Hello, this tutorial is for the first chapter of the Dreamweaver CS5 revealed textbook for the COMT 21011 Techniques of Multimedia Web Design course. I want to just kind of run through a tutorial here of how to do some of the high points for the first project and kind of build from there for future projects. The book is written obviously for Dreamweaver CS5, but it could potentially be used for CS4. I have both versions and have tried both tried the projects for both versions, and they seem to work okay. But I'm going to run through the book on CS5 because that is what it's designed for. But if you don't have CS5 and have CS4, I feel pretty confident you'll be okay. The opening screen of Dreamweaver gives you several options, and we'll explore some of these in later projects. But typically for right now, we're going to concentrate on creating a new HTML document. Because I use Dreamweaver for other things, it lists over here recent web pages that I've had open. For now, though, I'm just going to click on Create New, and it's going to create a blank document with a number of different things going on, and I'm going to kind of hit some of the high points of those that kind of correspond to the items in the book. First and foremost is the white area over here in Dreamweaver is where you'll do the bulk of your work. Like most programs, there's a menu bar at the top that provide several options for different actions and things. And then the biggest item is over here and around the screen. There are ideas called panels, and these panels have very specific tools and operations. Your layout may look slightly different than mine, and very changeable the way that the panels work. For example, I have a panel here called Insert. If I double click on that, it expands it. If I double click again, it collapses the panel. Same up here of CS styles. I can collapse it or expand it depending on what I'm doing at the exact moment. The files and assets, these are kind of paired together because they kind of go hand in hand on their operation, but the same idea, I can expand and collapse them. Now if I accidentally close a panel, and that could be done over here on the right hand side, if you close a panel and it goes away and you panic and think, oh, I need that back, all the panels that you'll use can be found under the Windows menu. And I don't suggest turning all of them on at the same time because it can get to be a cluttered mess. But what I just closed, the Insert. So if I click Insert, it pops back over here. Now on occasion, I want to mention this too, one of your panels can go a little haywire. You can actually undock it from the rest of the panels and actually have them float around the screen. And there's probably some advantages to that. There's also some disadvantages. As you can see, it can block the screen. If you want to redock an item, all you do is you drag it over, and when you drag it over, you'll notice it changes into a blue color. When you click on that, then it will dock. So that blue outline is kind of an important idea, and that'll let you know when it's about to dock. A few other things about Dreamweaver Basics before we actually get into playing with the web page is most of the time, typically people work in what's called design mode, but you may want to go back and look at your code, and that could be done quite easily by clicking on the code button to go into code mode or code view. And then sometimes you may want to see both of them. See your code on one half the screen, and then on the other half would be your design. This will make a little more sense after we get into seeing a web page, and I'll revisit that when we get to that in just a few moments. But one other thing that's maybe helpful is don't be afraid to use the help. The help menu, like in many programs, will allow you to get assistance when needed. So that's up here, and the book talks more about this than I'm going to get into, but it does allow you to ask for questions on specific topics. What I'm going to do is concentrate here for a moment on the files and assets panel down here at the bottom. First and foremost, though, I want to just show that I do have on a USB drive. I dedicated this specifically for this class. I put all the data files in a folder called DW Dreamweaver Data. Inside of that are the various chapters, and that comes from the CD, or you can actually download it from Blackboard Learn, depending on where you have it. I suggest you do a similar thing. Put all the data in one folder, and then what I'm actually going to do is create other folders in here that will be the projects, and we'll see how that works in just a second. I'm actually going to minimize this so I can come back and revisit that in a minute. Once you're in Dreamweaver, I'm going to go back to design mode just because it's what's most native. Under the Files panel, I can actually click and go to any of the drives on my computer. Again, that was the G drive, and I can actually open up a web page. So I'm going to open up a web page, and this is what a web page looks like in Dreamweaver. Now, I want to do a couple things, and I'll do these here in a future tutorial. Is set it up so that everything's contained in one central location that can be used throughout the project. But with a page open, I just want to show you the code for this. And you can be a HTML or CSS expert and fully understand this, or you may not be. You don't have to be for this course, and some of the things we'll pick up along the way. If you need to split screen so you have your code on one side and the page on the other, that can be done as well. So this first little tutorial just kind of runs through the basic layout of Dreamweaver, and as you use it more and more, like anything, you get more comfortable with the various aspects. I just wanted to share with you a couple common pitfalls that can happen along the way.